Stephen Cooley, and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. It's the beginning of 2011. We've got beautiful homes on today's show. We're also going to, on today's show, talk about what we predict for 2011 in the housing market, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that. If you'd like to see all the homes available, visit us on the web at StephenCooley.com. We'll be right back.
This presentation of the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show is sponsored by South Carolina Bank and Trust. We believe in South Carolina.
Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. It's the beginning of 2011, and I have Julie Storm back on the show. Welcome to the show, Julie.
Thank you, Stephen. Always a pleasure to be here.
Yes, Julie and I have been doing this show for going on 10 years,
yes,
and it sure has been fun. It's been fun giving the public information about real estate all these years, and my has real estate changed, and so it's been fun to keep people updated on the changes in real estate.
Well, here we are at 2011. If we were looking in the crystal ball of real estate, what do you see?
Well, you know, it's interesting to look out there in the real estate market. On this show, actually, this little show here in our area, we've predicted a lot of what's happened throughout the last 3 or 4 years. So I spent a lot of time researching nationally, regionally, and locally on the real estate markets, talking with other experts on what they're seeing and what they're finding out. 2011 is going to be similar to 2010. We are going to see more buyers enter the market. Most of the buyers entering the market are first-time buyers and buyers who don't have another home to sell. And so you see a lot of those folks entering the market. They are buying the deals out there. If you've got used to when a buyer would come in and look at the real estate, there'd be 8 or 10 homes in our area that would fit their needs. Now there's 20, 30 homes that'll fit their needs. And out of those 20 or 30, they pick their top 5, and out of the top 5, there's always a foreclosure, a short sale, or an extremely motivated seller that grabs that buyer from the rest of the people that's on the market. So buyers are out there, and they're picking up what they consider a deal. A buyer wants the seller to have incurred the last 36 months of real estate dropping, price dropping. They want the seller to have absorbed that loss. They're buying knowing that they may absorb another year or so of price dropping, but they definitely want to buy knowing the seller has suffered the price drop of those last 36 months.
Well, that puts you in a pretty good position as a buyer then to feel kind of comfortable that the house you're buying now is going to be sort of level.
Absolutely. If a buyer buys, you know, if they research the market, use a great buyer's agent. We have 4 great buyer's agents here. They can be sure to be provided with all the latest information on a neighborhood, because what happens, Julie, in these neighborhoods when prices drop, prices don't drop slowly, prices drop in chunks. And the reason is, if you take a neighborhood, and let's just say everybody bought in the neighborhood at $130 a square foot. This just happened in one of our best neighborhoods. In 1 month, 3 short sales sold and closed at $91 and $92 a square foot. Well, everybody in that neighborhood, in the bank industry's eyes, let's just say the neighborhood had 200 homes. The other 197 homes all got devalued to $91, $92 a square foot. So they went from $130 to $90 a square foot, basically in 30 days. And so that can happen in a neighborhood overnight. Banks are using the worst 3 comparable homes, and that's how you place value in real estate, 3 comparable homes. They're using the worst 3 in the neighborhood, so that then puts every refinance and every sale, if the buyer is getting a loan, at that $91, $92 a square foot, for our example. So buyers need the latest data. I mean, if you were looking at this subject neighborhood and your information was 60 days old, you would know that prices dropped to $90 a square foot or $91 a square foot. So the latest information is key.
And if you were doing a for sale by owner, you might not necessarily know that information.
Yeah, for sale by owners were big competitions in a booming market when a seller could go buy a $20 for sale sign, walk out, stick it in their yard, and people would shop it. For sale by owners don't work in a bad market. So I haven't seen a successful for sale by owner sale in the last year or two. I'm sure there's been one here or there, but I haven't seen it.
And that goes for buyer and seller. So let's talk about, okay, so we kind of talked about the forecast for the buyer. Let's talk about the seller for 2011.
Absolutely. Sellers are still in an interesting position. If you don't have to sell, you should enter the market because it's not for the weak at heart. You've got to have an extremely motivated seller that understands current values, willing to accept current values, A, because they don't want to stay there 3 to 5 years for values to go back up to where they were.
Right.
B, they want to go capture a deal out there and become a buyer.
Right.
And so that's another great reason to become a seller right now. We've had sellers lose 10%, 20% on the value of their home, go buy a home that's 30, 40% discounted. And so that's a great opportunity for buyers out there. The key for a buyer is to get pre-qualified through a bank before you house hunt, because banks' new regulations and their guidelines have totally changed. They may not count your commission if you've got a commission job or partly commission job. They may not count that Christmas bonus. If you're in a job that's really tied to a fluctuating market, they may not take, used to you could be an entrepreneur and own your business for 24 months and they'd take that salary. They may want more time on the job and things like that. We have great lenders here that will qualify people for free, give them a letter stating that you are approved, so we can go out and we can shop homes in the right price range and be able to tell sellers this buyer is approved, and sellers listen really closely when that happens. But the prediction for pricing in our area, there's still some foreclosures to still come on the market. The predictions are for us to still see prices soften throughout the year. It is a great time for a buyer to enter the market. Prices are near their low, and interest rates, interest rates can go up a point or two, and it make a $100,000 difference in the life of the loan. So don't sit around for a house to drop another couple of $1,000 and you miss out on getting these interest rates that are historically low. I bought my first home when interest rates were 12% because they had come down from 18%. We are kind of used to interest rates being so low now, but they really are still artificially low. Interest rates in the market runs best when interest rates are around 6 to 7%. That's when you can make money on CDs at the bank. It's all tied together. So if the bank's not making money on loaning money, they're not going to give you money on your savings account and other things. So interest rates are best at 6 and 7%. So when they're at 4, 4.5%, it's just a really awesome time to lock in a 30-year purchase.
It sounds like it. Well, this is some good information looking into the future, and it's going to be interesting throughout the year to get updates on this and see sort of where we're standing.
We're keeping people updated not only on the TV show, but on our website at StephenCooley.com. Visit us on the web. In addition to these homes on today's show, we've got every single home on the market with any real estate company on our website at StephenCooley.com. If you've got a home you like, you can click on it. We can send you more information. If you want to really stay updated on the market, download our phone app.
Right.
And you can text MLS 1001 to 87778. That's MLS 1001, and text that to the number 87778, and it will tell you what is for sale closest to you. It'll use your navigational system, and it'll also tell you what has sold nearest you, so you can pull up in front of a house or just track your own neighborhood. So a great opportunity there, and we've provided that service free to our viewers. So thanks so much for being on today's show. If you've got more questions about the market, or if you want to see how the housing market is affecting your home, give us a call here at 803-985-1240. Again, we've got beautiful homes on today's show, and we'll be right back.